the worn object. Now, we'll give you an example of the worn object. That's a new object in the GameKit version 2.0. You can see here this is a glove. And for a quick example of how that works, let me just fly over here to the ground. This is the new Virtually Human Investigation Shop. If you get a chance, I'd encourage you to come by, have a look. We've got all kinds of fun stuff set up in here. If you're a teacher, we have some new quiz systems and other things for teachers. But basically, come on over here. You can actually come and test a GameKit if you don't want to invest in one right off the bat. Just pick up a free HUD here and then walk through the GameKit sample. So you can see here that I'll walk through the GameKit sample. I'll pick up some tokens on the way. It gives me some information about each of the elements inside the GameKit. But what we're looking for is over here on the ground. There is one of these gloves. So this is the case of a worn object. A worn object can be found, right? And so you deliver that worn object to the individual. And in my case, I already have a glove, so I'll just collect the glove. I think it's called glove in this particular simulation. And I'll wear it. And then when I do that, you can see it's worn on my right hand. If you're not familiar with how to attach things to people in Second Life, you basically just create an object and then attach it to a person. So here we have now a case where I'm wearing the object. You can see me wearing the glove. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find a little bottle on the ground. Now this bottle is actually a conditional token. The conditional token has been set up so that it will only work if the person is wearing the glove. So I'll click on the conditional token, which is the bottle, and it says, lucky day, the jar is full of tokens, which is great news for me. I'm happy to have a jar full of tokens. Now I wonder what would happen if I detached the glove so that I'm no longer wearing the glove. And then we'll run a reset here quick on the jar. Hopefully it's on the channel I think it's on. Whoops. Nope. Ah, there we go. So I reset the jar token, and we're going to set it up again so that it checks for wearing, and it wants to check for people who are wearing the glove. And I'll say that there. So now it knows to look for the glove. And now, when I click on it, because I'm, remember, not wearing the glove, it will run the test. And it will find out, ouch, you cut your hand. And you lose 10 tokens because you weren't wearing the token. You weren't wearing the glove when you attempted to pick it up. So you can see that a conditional token actually makes it so that in the event that the condition is met, the person will get the prize, but in the event that the condition is not met, they will not get the prize. Familiar with the prior version of the GameKit, you know that the Challenger puzzle is a puzzle board, which asks the person to solve a given problem after looking at a sort of slideshow presentation. Here's the example of a challenge. Now the challenge in this case is the beach, the shell on the beach. If I come up to the shell on the beach, notice that there's no slideshow, there's no slide deck to go through or any of that sort of thing, there's just a shell. I click on the shell and it immediately tells me that it will reward me fairly. If you've worked with slideshow variation, you'll recognize this format. Essentially, the object here allows you to spawn a quiz dynamically without actually having to go through all of the slideshow presentation. So if you just want to have an object that challenges the player, asks them a series of questions, here we have shells are typically found on the beach, and sand, and water, and spiral, and voila, with 4 points we've received it. We get our wonderful prize, which in this case is going to be a nice magic shell, and you can see that it auto-deletes. Okay? Now, we've made a couple of changes to the prize system. One is that the prize system no longer requires any fancy maneuvering for you to work with the prizes. So if you'd like to create your own custom prize and just transfer the scripts over, it's no longer any problem. The prize knows the difference between when it was resed by an avatar and when it was resed by the puzzle system. So when it's resed by the puzzle system, it will auto-delete, so you don't have to worry about thousands of free prizes floating around your sim. But when it's resed by an avatar, it will act like a normal object and just stay where it was. Okay? So that, in a nutshell, is what the object system looks like. And then likewise, the game puzzle board is still extant in similar form to the form that it was before. Basically, you res the puzzle as you did before, and it will deliver the prize. We've made a couple of changes to the quizzing system in that you can now deliver not only objects as prizes, but also images. So if you'd like to deliver an image, you just add an image to your prize set, and it will go ahead and res that image for you when it comes from the object. Good. And then finally, both object-based challenges and slideshow-based challenges will actually give you the option to change their configuration in order to send an email to the person who is to the person who's administering the game. So if you want to know when a person has finished one of the quizzes, you can put your email into the configuration, and that will actually email you the results of their quiz completion. Likewise, if you want to know when they finished the entire game, the final score reporter is actually a score reporter that will email the scores back to you for the entire game. So if you want to get a sense of whether or not the person has finished the game and how many points they earned and how many objects they collected and so on, you can use the score reporter in the same fashion, and then just check the score reporter configuration card in order to alter the email to which the information sends, and you can put a custom name on it so that you can identify if you have multiple games that you've set up. Alright, so that's a basic introduction to the functionings of the new GameKit 2.